You got to learn nonviolent communication. And I'm not saying nonviolent meaning like you got to be nice. There's something called the NVC process. This is the most logical way to talk to people about your emotions. You got to be specific about the emotion that you experience based on what you saw that person do or say. And so with nonviolent communication, you have to be an observer of the other person's behavior. So how do you use the NVC process? The goal is to clearly express to this person how you are. We don't want to blame the person and we don't want to criticize the person. We just want to help them understand us. And so the first part, like I said, is observation, which means be very, very clear about what you're observing. You got number 2, feelings. You got to be very logical about calling out the exact feeling. Then number 3, you got to express your needs that aren't being met that are causing you to have that feeling. And then number 4, you have to have a request. This is so powerful, it's crazy. You can disarm this woman if you master this because they can't fight with you because you're speaking so logically. So, step 1, what I observe, see, hear, remember, imagine, free from evaluations that does or does not contribute to my well-being. So how do you do that? When I overheard you say, Nathan is fat and ugly, whatever, right? You can't say, I heard you saying mean things about me. You can't do that. You can't say, I heard you talking shit about me. You have to say, I heard you say, and you got to tell them exactly what you heard them say. So you got to catch her or you got to see her. When I see you roll your eyes when I talk, all you're doing is calling out the behavior. This is so powerful. She can't run because it's like, yeah, I did just roll my eyes. Number 2, you're going to express your feelings and take responsibility for it. It goes like this. How I feel, emotions, sensations, rather than thought. It's a big difference because people will say, I feel, but they won't describe a feeling. And you know that you're not describing a feeling when you say like. You ever hear somebody say, I feel like you don't like me. I feel like you're mean to me. That's not a feeling, bro. That's a thought. You thinking stuff. You got to say, I feel. And so the great thing here is that you have a feelings list. So in this case, you're feeling disrespected, but you can't say disrespected because when you say disrespected, that means that they're doing something to you. You have to own the feeling. So I feel aggravated. I feel aggravated. If you say I feel attacked, that means you're blaming. Oh, I'm not attacking you, they will say. But no one can argue with you feeling aggravated. I feel aggravated right now, right? When I hear you say that I'm a bad husband, when I saw you roll your eyes at me, I felt aggravated. When I hear you sigh when I'm speaking, I feel aggravated. Nobody can argue with that because once again, you're being logical. I saw you do this. I feel, and you got to use a real feeling word. Lonely, miserable, regretful, confused, perplexed, frustrated, impatient. I feel irate. I feel livid. I feel outraged. I feel resentful. You see? Then step 3 is what I need or value rather than a preference or a specific action that causes my feelings. So it goes like this. When I see you roll your eyes, I feel enraged because of my need for respect. You could say that. You can't say you disrespected me. You could say I have a need for respect. So right now you're saying, when I see you roll your eyes, I feel enraged because of my need for appreciation, which is like huge for men. Everybody wants to feel appreciated, but a lot of times we get upset because we don't feel appreciated. All you're doing is observing and taking full responsibility. And then the 4th part, request. The concrete action I would like taken. So you have to make a very clear request. If you notice, this is all about being clear. So would you be willing to not roll your eyes when I'm talking? Or here's another one. When I hear you speaking over me when I'm talking, blah, 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 and then she tried to argue and be like, you just did it again. When I hear you, when I see you, when I observe you speaking over me when I'm talking, I feel enraged because of my need for cooperation. Would you be willing to let me finish speaking before you speak again? You can't argue with somebody that talks like that. You can't fight with somebody that talks like that. You can't hate somebody that talks like that. Because all that person is doing is expressing themselves clearly and logically and honestly. So that's my answer to that. Go find this. I downloaded this from the internet, so I know you can find it. Go get that, download that, practice it, practice it, practice it. And I think you might be able to, maybe we could turn things around there in the relationship, because you ain't going nowhere. She's going to be there. So learn how to deal with her, dude. Done.